G'day guys, we're out here in Caroline Springs, just setting up a nice single for the fresh new week. See, we've got some painted bricks working with this week. Sort of square, but also got a little bit of a rounded edge, similar to those ones that I was washing yesterday. They're a lot straighter, I believe, than the other ones. However, they do get a lot of chips, and you'll see we'll have a fair bit of wastage, and they don't break exactly where you want them, so any cuts might be a little bit challenging to work with. They do have these bigger square holes, so I might chew through a bit more mud. However, for the most part, I think they're pretty straight, pretty square. Shouldn't have too much issues. So it's freezing cold. We've just been told here in Melbourne that we've got a 7-day lockdown. At the moment, we're continuing to work with other construction, but I get the feeling that we're going to head into a more severe lockdown over the next couple of weeks. We've got rising cases and stuff like that. So I know other parts of Australia are in the clear at the moment, but Melbourne's starting to look a bit grim. So I don't know how long we'll be at this job. Depends on what the updates coming through will be. But I suppose for now, until we find out, we're just going to start with the setup. So we came here Friday for the last 3 hours just to move all the bricks from the front, because it's a pretty tight size. As you can see, we've got an overhand wall on this side, and this side's got probably about 1.5 meters clearance from the fence. So all the bricks are at the front. I think we moved 10 or 11 pallets. You can see we've still got some at the bottom here, but we got bricks all the way down that side, out the back. I asked to get half the bricks delivered Friday this week, just so we could get sand hopefully this morning, do majority of the back bricks and clear out some of them before we get our next load of bricks. So I've just set up all the profiles we'll need. There's no brickwork in the front. Majority of the front's all cladding, other material. So there's brickwork obviously here, this profile here, garage pier, double skin garage pier obviously with this overhand wall, brickwork all the way around back to this corner here, nothing at the front. So we've set up 11 profiles. I'm just going to show you basically this video will be, for guys starting out, and just to help them with a setup video, because I know when I was setting up is one of the trickier things, just to make sure you get all your gauge and stuff right. It's important that you do it right and you don't have any troubles later. So once you've set up all your profiles, which I've done a couple of setup videos already, as you can see, we've got profiles clamped straight to the fascia here. We've got some, we're using a pressure method with one bracket. Also set one up on this alfresco pier. Once you've done that, the next thing I do is I work out my gauge. Alright, so when working out our gauge, obviously we want to get closest to 10mm bed joints as possible. And every brick's obviously going to be different size and width. Some with curved edges, some are fatter bricks. So to find out the exact gauge you want to be using, whether it be 84, 85, 86, 87, 88 gauge, we'll line up 10 bricks without any gaps in between. And then come in, and I just come in here, I'll use tape, run our tape measure across. Alright, so we've got 760mm, right? And then we add 100mm on top, for the 10mm joints, becomes 860, and obviously you divide that by the 10 bricks to work out your gauge. So these bricks look like they're going to be 86 gauge, which is ideal. That's what we use for most of our bricks around here. The ones that we use, especially Austral, they're usually always around that 86. Obviously you do get fatter bricks and skinnier bricks, but that's going to be what we're going to use. Is going to be an 86 gauge, which is good. It's ideal. We won't use too much mud, but at the same time, yeah, it'll be perfect. All right. So the next thing we've got to determine is whether you got brickwork over your openings, over your bars and windows. So at this job we've got brickwork over every single one. So it's a matter of now just going to, actually I won't start at the door, I usually start at a window, but we're going to measure it down from the top plate to find out which one is the highest window, right, or the lowest window. So I check them all. This one's got 635, and I just make a note of it. Oh, stitch up. Oh, Dino, so today. 635. Alright, that's from the top of the plate to the very top of this window pane here. 635. This door potentially could be a different height to the windows, the doors. Let's see. It looks about, not too bad actually. 630 this one. 630 mil. Another window down here. Yeah, we've got another window in our postcode. Close. This one's looks a bit lower. 636. Like that. 630 or about 634. In here. 635. So they're all around that so far, that 630 to 635 range. This one looks like 630, 638. 638. This one could be the lowest so far. Right, so these bars are brickwork over all them. 630, 638. Alright, that one, that one, that one. Again, 638. These ones seem all to be the same down this side. And there's no brickwork over the front, no brickwork over the two front windows either. Let's check this little one. Little toilet window. Alright, this one's the lowest at 640. Is there any more to check? And one more door. Will this be lower than 640 at the top? No, this is going to be 625. This one's probably the highest one. 625. Alright, so once we've done that, it's a matter of finding which one is the highest window. Be this one, 625. It's just easy to go off the highest one because obviously with the other windows you can bumper them up with a couple of packers and lift it. It's easy to lift, and obviously this one here we can't put down because it's already sitting on, and you can see sitting on the slab already. There's no possible way you can drop this window. So we'll gauge off this, get our datum point, mark the profile, and gauge down. That's the next thing we do. Find out which one your highest is and gauge down from there. Hey. Oh. Oh, no. Here he comes. On cue, sand drive. So we're going off our, what is it, lowest, highest, I'm getting confused now. We're going off our highest window, or door. I'm taking a gauge datum point, as you can see here. This is just what we do. Draw a line, then we write whatever the street name is. What are we in now? Esplanade. So, the E gauge. So we know there's so many different gauges on here. Alright, so there's our datum. This is where we start from. Now we're going to work down using our 86. Remember, we've got an 86 gauge when we marked out our bricks. So using a gauge stick or tape or whatever you got. The red gauge is the 86 gauge. Now we just slowly start marking down, and hopefully we get to the bottom and the 86 gauge is somewhere near the rebate, the concrete. So again, I'm just marking these. Red gauge. Make sure you double check you've got the right one. You want to realise later on you marked it with an 88 or something gauge and you got fat beds. Alright, slowly marking down. Fingers crossed we're somewhere near the rebate. And we're going to finish just above it with maybe like a 15mm bed joint. See at the bottom there? So that's perfect really, because generally speaking, with the builds that we do in the corners next to doors and stuff like this, where there's an internal corner, usually the concrete's higher for whatever reason, and as you go down along, you'll probably find it drops off 10-15mm. Never going to be level all the way around. So you want it to be a tiny bit higher than the concrete to make room for any bumps or hills that you come up against. You'd rather be higher than the concrete rather than lower and trying to get it down, having to cut splits and stuff like that, because that's the other controversial thing on the purchase orders and stuff we get. We're not allowed to put split course anymore, apparently, on the bottom course. So if it doesn't work, your gauge, you're gonna have to work out how you can slowly get the gauge up or down, depending, to make it work full brick. So that's how I do it. Now it's just a matter of filling up a water level or laser level, whatever you use, and just going around marking a datum point the same height as this, all the way at about eye height, all the way around to your profiles and marking down. Alright guys, so if you enjoyed that video, that set out, I know it was a bit more for beginners, but if you like that style of tutorial video, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel. We've got plenty more videos coming out soon. We've had to leave the job. Sand has arrived, so we've got sand and bricks. However, there's no power in the meter box yet, so I'm gonna have to go sort out a generator for the job, and also while I'm at it, we'll get a pallet of cement and load ourselves up for the job. Do a bit of a running around today, and we'll be getting into it, laying bricks tomorrow. So cheers guys, hope everyone's staying safe and healthy. I'll try and get some more videos out to you if we can. Hopefully we still remain at work during the lockdown, and yeah, we'll see you on the next one. Cheers.